G'day guys. Okay, well, I've got the room mostly under control. Put some light on. There we go. Yeah, I've been playing around with that DMSO stuff, what I did in the last, whatever, not the last, but a couple of videos back. And yeah, it works. I found the best way to do it is you make we'll get a shallow container, or should I say any container, not a shallow one particularly, but something that just fits the board, just fits around the board. Drop it in, pour the DMSO on top, leave it there, shake it a bit, and the paint just turns into something that's not impervious anymore. You can just give it a light scrape and the paint comes off. So what you do is just rough it up a little bit and just leave it there, give it another swish in the DMSO, and eventually all the paint will come off the board. It's just got a very thin film on it at the moment on the board I did, and I just got it outside sitting in the sun. I think possibly UV may help break down that epoxy. So sunlight seems to be the go. I did a mix also of, I had 1 part DMSO, half part of acetone, half a part of polypropyl isopropyl alcohol. I was looking at the can, and the can was turned, and I read it off the can, and I went polypropyl. Yeah, well, there's a can there, but you can't see it now, but there it is. I just saw that at the top, and yeah, I sort of thought, well, that's a good mix, and that cleaned it up really well for getting rid of the residues on the board if there was any there. So yeah, that stuff actually works, and quite amazing. There's a few things that work actually, so I found, but some of them are quite toxic. I'm not going to repeat them because people will use them and poison themselves. So yeah, I gave up using the toxic stuff just in case, because I tend to work over stuff and I don't really want to do that. Anyway, apart from that, this 4500 here, I flipped it upside down. I didn't have any stabilizer bars in here, which is a bad idea. I should have put them in because I actually made them. And yeah, I've destroyed the mylar here. It's got a break in it somewhere. It turns on, but now the display doesn't have any data, so I'm going to have to put another mylar on it. That's what I'm saying about these mylars. If you keep putting them in, putting them out, bending them around, they fail. They just fail easy. It's not hard to make them fail, so this one's failed. But yeah, it's kept its memory of where I had it, which is good. And on the bottom of this board here, I've done some very, very extensive modifications. And when I say extensive, I mean really extensive. And give you I'll turn this on to give you an idea, right? You got to remember, if you can have a look in the front end there, there's only 1 op amp, so I'm only running it on 1 channel. I put it in the double D channel, flicked it into double D, which only means it's operating as a mono in that channel with a double D coil, but it's still mono. There's no cancellation taking place because there's no reason or any means for it to happen. So I'll just turn the amplifier on, but I'm going to show you something very interesting. So yeah, hopefully it squawks and barks up. Come on, there we go. Now you got to remember, this is operating as a mono, and that is, yes, definitely so. It's operating as a mono. It's going to pick up a lot of noise. But I'll tell you what, even the way it's working at the moment, there should be tons more noise than that coming through, and there's not. We're just getting power fluctuations and stuff like that, and just things being on. But I'll tell you what, the sensitivity after reworking part of the circuitry is absolutely astronomical. Now, if I had the gain cranked right up, on this. You know, you'd on a normal detector, should I say, maybe it would just be sitting there going, whoppity whop, carry on, carry on. You wouldn't be able to get near it. Always said these detectors had a problem with intermodulation from internal switching and external interference mixing in the detector. So, and I think I proved it out this time. I'll just move this back. And I'll give you an idea on this one. This is an absolute doozy. So that's in mono, right? It's in a mono mode. We'll call it a mono mode. Now I want to wind this up, and I'll face that over here, and I'll straighten it up in a minute. We'll just get up to where the coil is. Up here, lock it there. It's probably picking up the camera because it's in mono. But just give you an idea, okay? Now normally a mono coil operating in a workshop like this with all lights on and switch modes everywhere, you wouldn't be able to do anything. Anyway, just for the matter of fact, I'm going to use a 0.1. The 0.1, try that way. The 0.1 gram. I mean, it just goes into massive signal, like. Hopefully you can see that. I might angle it up a bit, but I'll angle this up a bit, just so you get an idea. I think I have to go right across the whole coil with this, but I don't even know. I think it receives on that side, but I'm not sure. Yeah. No, it's here. Oh, because I'm operating it. Yeah, I'm operating it one channel. So yeah, here. So 0.1. It's astronomical. In the cancel mode, it would be better, but I've only done one side of the whole circuit in the detector for one channel only. I haven't done the other channel yet. I just wanted to prove that's a ring. So yeah, Zachary just opened the door with a big metal frame on it, so it would have made noise. You got to remember, I'm only using half the coil's only being used, so it's a coil that big. So just give you an idea that yeah, I think I touching the camera made it beep off a bit, but that is, I don't know if you actually got that ring, because it might have been too low. I can't see. So I'm using the viewer on the back of the camera. Maybe I have to do it like that. Way up there. It's in the noise, but still there. So imagine out in the goldfield. This is a, oops, I'll put this back down again and drop this down. Wrong adjuster. There we go. Yeah, basically, I had to give that a complete reworking. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't got any display there at the moment. Damn it! You still operate everything, but the display lights up, of course. But we've got no digits, no data. I might have to. Yeah, I've destroyed this mylar strip just too many times on and off. So yeah, as you can see here, I've had to layer it up with some solder because it keeps. They just fracture. They just break. The slightest movement on these things, and they just snap. It's, in my opinion, it's something that maybe should not have been used on this sort of stuff, but they continue to use it. I know why they use it, because it's easy. It's easy to connect in and connect out. But maybe it should be. Well, yeah, I'm talking from my point of view, aren't I? So my point of view is I want to work on these all the time, and yeah, so yeah, the thin copper, work hard and snap, snap, snap. Even vibration will give it a hard time. So yeah, that's where we are with this. I've actually checked it. I think it's broken further in here somewhere. But what can you do? What can you do? So very exciting times with these detectors. Uh, I had to. The reason why I had to do the other board with the DMSO is because I had to track out connections on the back of the board to where they went to on the top of the board, and because with it all covered in white paint, it makes it extremely difficult. Uh, you got to go around. You got to go, oh God, what's this part? What's that part? And all the rest of it. Like I actually, when I was doing these uh, um, modifications, which I'm going to keep hidden under the board. When I was doing them, actually, you can see that chip there for white dot on it. Yeah, I actually tried to drive too much current out of that and popped it. Yeah, it's a quad AND gate for anyone who wants to know what that chip there is with my thumb on it, because they're all white paint. But if you do want to fix these, you do need to know what they are. And if you scrape the paint off, it won't tell you what they are. But that's a 74HCT08 if you really want to know, that one there. So yeah, that's what that is. So yeah, the whole thing's just full of TLC 2062s and 4053s and yeah, 74HC11s and yeah, all the rest of it. I got all the chip numbers, but I'm not going to give them all out because someone might get upset. But yeah, that one there. I had to actually work that out what it was, and it was a 74HCT08, which is just a quad NAND and gate. Sorry, if that's not working correctly, all your receive timing pulses, TX pulses, and the like will be haywire. That actually feeds into the ADG 333 and the ADG 333. You can select the both ends of the switch, electronic switch. You want to put plus 15 into it, you can. You want to put negative 15 into it, you can. You can put 0 volts, plus 5, whatever. You can just change all the voltage feeds on that IC to make it do what you want for anything else that you want to do. But we have learned a lot. And I'm very, very. I don't really want to. In this game, you. I know it'll happen. I know it'll happen if I say what I did. Commercial interests will then pounce on it and start doing it. And as again, good on them. there's no benefit for me. Where's my benefit? None, zero. So I'm not going to say it. So, that's what we get into with this stuff. Got to keep it under wraps. Except if you want it done to your detector, I can do it to your detector. Then I'll probably get commercial interests sending me detectors. It has happened before. I've had a couple of people, which I know damn well, the roundabout way they came, that it was from a commercial entity sent me detectors and wanted them modified. So anyway, it's what it is what it is. But this new one is an absolute doozy. The sensitivity, the sensitivity is absolutely ridiculously fantastic for the signal that you want, not the signal you don't want, such as EMI. It will be relatively insensitive to EMI. If it can handle a mono in this workshop and still get a 0.1 at those heights, well, it's pretty obvious what it's going to do out in the goldfield. So that's where that is at the moment. I haven't even put good op amps in this or anything. I just put a crappy old, fairly noisy audio op amp in there because I had it stripped out because I had other low noise clusters of op amps in there, but that one there has just got something in there. I don't know if you can see it. So I just put one in there. And you can even see I've just got a resistor across the output back to the inverting input as just to drop the gain down a little bit because I don't need a lot of gain there. So it, basically, if you want to know the gain, it's 100 ohms. Right? So, and as the signal coming back is astronomical, really is. But I've done other things in the detector. And like I say, I have done stuff to get rid of a lot of the basically these things intermod, and they generate their own noise and they pump it in on the signal. They actually do. It's very easy to prove because you change things or you take things out, doesn't do it anymore, or you just change things. So that's where we are with this one. This is my one I use for doing all my experiments on. As you can probably tell, this is its case. There you go. That's the one I've had for years and years and years and years. This was called Mr. Velcro. As you can see on there, Mr. Velcro. That has been kicking around for years, and I just use it as my sacrificial detector, considering the way and means that I obtained this through a bit of a swapsy years and years ago. And Paul will know what I'm talking about, won't you, Paul? Because I was telling you the story yesterday when he come down to get his detector. So all good fun. But anyway, that is going like a house on fire. I don't really want to. See, I know what happens. People have told me before. Even if I do an iffy sort of a picture on it or something, they go in there and try and up the res and try and zoom in on it and try and copy it. So, how about unless you've got X-ray vision? No. I think it's. I'm just a lot of guys out there. I know, like Lindsay, you're saying on one of the comments about, you can see what goes on some of it, but, you're not going to go and do it yourself. But like I said in one of my comments there, that there are people, and this is where I always say, you got to be careful. There are people that try and do what I do to detectors. And there was, I'm going to say it because it's actually true. There's a fellow up in, he was in New South Wales, and what he was doing, he was copying what I do on detectors, and he used to blow them up and send them to me to repair. Yeah. Oh, dear me. But he used to say some funny stuff too. I've got a bit of a line of solder running through an active circuit board there, the power supply. I don't want that happening. So, yeah, that used to be quite amusing. That, he used to do things to them, blow them up, send me, and I had to fix it and send them back to him. Well, all good fun, swings and roundabouts. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm just using this detector, as in that 45, as a sounding board for a different detector, not a minelab one, but a different one. And at the moment, I won't go too much into that. Like I say, there's many ways of making a metal detector, and from what I read, what I look at, and just around the traps, a lot of people are really textbook in the way they do things, and they don't think outside the box at all. They do not innovate with new ideas. They just do not do it, and eventually you can run rings around them because they just don't innovate. Then they'll get what you do and copy it, and then they'll say, "Oh, look at our new detector." Um, yeah, quite amazing. Speaking of new detectors, I'm told that those Nocta things are getting closer and closer, but I don't want. I'm not involved with that, but I do keep my ears open on what I've been told. Be it true or hearsay. I just repeat it for what it's worth. Uh, and some other manufacturer, no names mentioned, had something they were out testing and it wasn't performing as it should. That's all gone back to the drawing board. I'm not saying any names. But this is the stuff we hear. Just deal with so many people when you hear all this stuff. So, but it's just amazing. There's a lot of stuff I don't hear. Most people calling up these days talk to David. So David knows tons more than I do. He probably know, God, about 100 times. But there's a few people I do keep in contact with, and I do get some information. I can't keep in contact with everybody. It's just too many. And I can't, like I say, I can't get any work done. But I just finished doing this and doing my experiments, and I'm quite, I'm happy with the way it's going. And I thought I'd just put it out there. Uh, with the sensitivity of this and the way it works, I know for a fact right now, I'll tell you right now, and I'll not have any qualms about it. This will beat the pants off everything. I don't care what it is out there. This will beat it. Okay? Because it just will. Believe me, I've had enough detectors go through here. I know the capabilities, and no detector will do what that just did. It will not do it. I know that for a fact. So, and I'm running this basically normal timings, and the noise is just so low. The EMI is just not creating havoc like it normally does. It's basically being circumvented. Circumvented is a good enough word. Just things are done differently that make it quiet. Like there's a lot of detectors unless it's a VLF, you can turn it on in the workshop. But PI, no. Pulse induction detectors go completely bonkers unless it has some very clever filtering done to it. And I have noticed with some detectors that go along that line, they throw the baby out of the bathwater, that certain size targets are greatly reduced in amplitude, detectability. They are just baby thrown out the bathwater. And, it it sort of defeats the purpose a little bit. So we've had a look at everything. We've looked at tons of stuff, and we've come up with this. This is just the start. This is just the start of doing things really seriously where it's meant to happen. But like I say, there's a lot of work goes into it. I've got to pull parts off boards. I have to reroute tracks. I've got to do all sorts of stuff like that. And it's very, very time consuming. And that's why I stripped down one of the other boards, got the white paint off it, so I could see where things went and where they ended up, because I left the white paint on this because I can just scratch it away, and where I see it on the other board, and then I break the track or connect the track or change components as need be. So yeah, I don't know what you think about that. I thought it was pretty good. I can hook up another detector and show you how noisy it is. It won't do what that did. No way. It'll just be buried in the noise. But have a look. It's only got one op amp in there. You can see that, can't you? It's only got one op amp. That one there's nothing in it. That one there has. So it can't be operating in cancel. And it hasn't got dual channel. It's just one channel. So, and by that means it has to be operating in a mono mode. It can't be operating in anything else. And it is as it is. That's enough of the waffle on that anyway. I thought I'd just put that there, and just show you that the innovation does not stop. It keeps on going. And probably also to bring up too that someone said, well, I wouldn't want to get a detector done because it's always innovating. Okay, use what you got. It's quite funny. Some people with the way they think, they never think it out properly. They don't put in a bit of forethought and have a good think about what they say. They just blurt out things, and I go, okay, good on you, driving around your HR Holden or your old Buick or something or whatever. I don't know. That's how it goes, doesn't it? So, yeah, when I finish it, I'm going to put both channels in it if I get some time today to do it. I've got other things I have to do, but with this, it should be an absolute eye popper when I've finished it. So it should be really good, really, really good. I'm doing a bit of an Elon Musk while I'm talking. I'm actually thinking out circuitry as I'm talking. I'm thinking of what else I can do to improve the functionality. So, it's a little bit stop-start because I am thinking. I'm thinking, and while I think, I sort of stop talking and think, and and as things fall into place, then I get a roll on with it. But yeah, I hope you like that. But the way I've done it, a lot of the stuff in here, actually, a lot of this stuff here, all this switching, I can get rid of the whole lot. It'll be gone, won't be there. So it should be able to really clean this right up. It's going to be an absolute doozy. I tell you that right now. It's going to be an absolute winner, big winner. Small gold, big gold, every type of gold, 5000s, 45, 4800s. And I can do it to GPs. I can do it to, hang on, let me think about it for a second. I can do it to GPs. Let me think. I've got to think out the circuitry here. I'm having a good think. I don't know about the 2200. I don't know about the 2100, but I can do it to the SD2000. But like I say, this is work in progress. It's not commercially. I can't do it for everybody right now. I can't do it, but I will be able to do it. And the reason why I won't say it now is because, if I go and explain it all, it'll just get stolen. It'll get pilfered. It'll end up elsewhere, and there. And I always say, where's the benefit? I put all the hard work into it, developing. Oh, here, Merry Christmas, best wishes. No, it ain't happening. So I was even actually thinking about doing this thing in a module. Uh, yeah, make another subboard, put it underneath the detector, and have it in a module type thing. Yeah, just to stop prying eyes. To a degree, there's ways and means that you can do things. Believe me, even on this, you can remove the some components, as in ICs, and design your board so that it goes on. Well, you just do a heat solder through to the pads of those ICs, and you can do a multi-layer board too, and you can do it a dual layer with the parts internal. If we've got enough room, well, that might be an idea, mightn't it? Maybe I need to get a larger case made for these detectors, a larger aluminium case, and then everything would fit in there nicely. I got to do it on the bottom of the board. I can't do it on the top of the board. Uh, I possibly can. I could probably use a room in here to do it, but it's really a bottom of the board thing. Maybe what I should do is just completely bloody start from scratch and design the one I was going to build, and do it from scratch. That would be the best way to do it, and incorporate everything on the in the design and shrink it down. You can get rid of a lot of stuff on these boards now, hell of a lot of stuff. It doesn't have to be as complex as overall how it is. You can even get ICs made up to your own specification and have what you want built into the ICs. So it's actually your own part. And it's not like a microprocessor. You probably incorporate the microprocessor into the design or similar, but you just put all your ADCs in it, and you put all your op amps in there, all your switching, everything, and then lock the whole thing up. No one will ever know what's in there. So, it's a way of doing it. And the other thing too, bringing out something that's exceedingly good, is the Chinese factor. And what people have sent me lately, I'm pretty sure what's happening. I can tell that's people have, it's turned up in a few places too. They sent me a clip of over in China. They're testing an AL-1500. They're testing it, right? And they're comparing it against something else. And this tells me that you're going to see clones of that Algo Force start coming out of China. I'm convinced that is what they're doing. They are out testing it at the moment, and they're going to knock it off. I'm pretty sure, because they're all speaking Chinese, and it's definitely not in Australia. It's in China. So, yep, it's just something you got to expect, because, like I said, GDX 8000, GFX 7000, they're 4500s. They're just knocked off. Uh, there's a lot of Garrett stuff too, which is all knocked off, and just put in a different case. The circuitry is exactly the same, and they put a different display panel on it, make it look a little bit different. But, it's knockoffs. I've had some detectors from China that were basically gold masters. What else? Fisher F2s, knockoffs. They're all knockoffs. So, you look. In my opinion, that if any Western company has any distributorship, which they admit to, coming out of China, I think you're doing yourself a massive disservice, really, because the Chinese will say, "Oh yeah, we distribute from China. Here's a company authorization to do so. Whatever else, need it be not the company too. It just needs to be. You go to the company website, and it'll say a Chinese agent, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, we're a distributor for that agent, right?" And they'll offer it at discounts, and you go, "Oh, it must be real," and you buy it, and you'll go, "Oh no, I've been ripped off." That's true. It's true. You got to watch out. If I ever make anything, right, no matter what it is, I'll swear to God right now, right, it will not. Actually, it won't be sold in any country. It'll be sold through us here, and we will have no distributors. It's the best way to keep everything under control. Don't have distributors, just rely on advertising, right? And if you make a real good one, it'll be word of mouth, it'll travel like wildfire. So that's the way I look at it. Sorry for waffling on about this, but it's stuff I think about, and it is to do with the metal detecting industry as such. And yeah, why open the door, and let them in, or let the other ones out, whatever. If you keep it all in house, you're far better off. Unless what David said to me, David came up with a really good one. He said this. He goes, "What you do, you design a detector, right? You design your accessories and everything else, and you straight away you put them out there. You put the accessories and the detector out there, and you can do it. You can do it any way you want, right?" And he says, in the meantime, you have another design that's better. And when you start seeing the first knockoffs, just go and flood the market with your next product. Just bang it so they can't sell any. And they might get the message that they'll always be behind the eight ball. You just keep bringing out the new model. And they will never, ever be able to play catch up, and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. So, by the time they've copied it and, had all their dies made and their injection molding, and, they've organised it, to look like it is, just bring out the next model straight away. Bang, out she goes, right? And then advertise the hell out of it that you put out the next model. So they can't trade off your name. If they, God, sometimes they're pretty brazen. Like when they first started copying minelabs, they had minelab written all over it. Now they got told off about that, and then they don't write minelab anymore. They might write something else like those other letters and that. But oh my God, it's the same bloody board. It's the same everything. It's all the same, except they do skimp on part quality, as I have seen personally. So just what it is. All good anyway. All good. All fun. But yeah, just showing you, giving you a heads up on this thing, because we can incorporate this particular design into these detectors, any of them actually. I can do it in the 5s and 45s easy. It's not hard to do because I've already done it. But I should be able to do it in GPs if you want a super quiet, deep going gold detector. Not a problem with those. And yeah, even the earlier ones, I really have to think about it, because I've got to look at the supply rails and stuff like that. I might even have to build up little low noise converters for it. I'm just, like I say, I'm thinking now. You got me thinking about, well, I've got myself thinking about 21s and 22s. See if I could do it. Probably. Never say no, never say never. But yeah, that's where we are with this. So yeah, try and do that with a one of these detectors. Stick it in your house, preferably near a workbench with everything on. Put a 11-inch double D coil on it, and just well, you could flick it into double D. Just flick the switch into double D and see if you can pick up 0.1s. See how it goes. You might be pretty surprised. Anyway, enough waffle, like I said, and yeah, I'm going to get stuck into this and finish it off. Catch us later.